My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Blueprints. So, at the end of the last episode, in the middle of the Italier, we had our full poem, which I will read again now. Through lantern light in shadows cast, a tint of truth to find our path, a hue of wisdom to turn us right, a shade of rain to pass the light. Through lantern light in shadows past, we seek what's left of the lies we cast. And then we have our new 9x5 for the Italier, which I am still missing 2 letters for. I managed to figure out a couple of them. There's a S from a pot and post. That was in the music room, I believe. There was a M. This was a correction, actually. I had a bong as my 3rd line, and to be entirely frank, I don't think that's going to be what the game was putting there. So I went and checked the M again, and it was a lab and a lamb, and for some reason I wrote down the B rather than the M, the actual discluded letter there. My housemate actually looked over my shoulder when I was looking at these and helped me this one. This was the worm. It's bait. Bait and a bat. Letter is I. And then I got this one in the same conversation. The passageway, the 4-way passageway, had a tin can and a pen. The tin can was open. Open and pen. So we're still missing 2 letters. Although one of them I can definitely tell what it is. Another one I can't. So, the poem reads thusly. These, missing letter, Y-I-N-G, so that could be any of these. It could be tying, it could be lying, it could be dying, which is the thing I think it's going to be, or it could be vying as well. Very unlikely, but it is a word. I think these dying plans make so much sense because it's literally referring to the will, an object that we've found but not being able to do anything with. Dying plans. It's a will. Then these, assuming dying, these dying plans forge B space R-O-N. I can only assume that's going to be an A there. Forge barren crest among Hewum blessed. So, Hewum is Eurasian, or large house. So if I have to assume anything from that, I would assume that it means that I need to have a complete house. I need to have all 45 spaces filled in. Among Hewum blessed. So blessed. So a blessing? Perhaps it's referring to one of the blessings that we can get from the shrine. Noting that our blessings... Let's actually quickly pull up our blessings here. Over on the side. Where are we? Active clues listed under books. Where are the blessings? One of the pages just have all... There it is. Okay. So shrine blessings. There is the blessing of the tinkerer. When you draft a mechanical room, trigger your current experiment. There's blessing of the general, blessing of the monk, blessing of the berry picker, blessing of the chef, blessing of the dancer, blessing of the high roller, and the gardener. Forge barren crest among Hewum blessed. My first assumption, just because blessed makes so much sense to be related to a blessing, is that it's asking me to do something with a blessing. The blessing that does the most impact here? It's still monk with uniqueness. But it would be weird if the game was only ever hiding things basically behind the blessing of the monk. These dying plans forge barren crest among Hewum blessed. So the Hewum, the big house is blessed. How do I bless a whole house? Would any of these refer to blessing an entire house? When you draft a mechanical room, no. After you draft a red room, probably not. When drafting, instead of picking a floor plan, you can pick a berry. If you do, draft a random floor plan from your draft pool, discarding rarity. Probably not, but I feel like that might be related just because the berry picker is part of one of the oldest stories that we're familiar with, and we're working on very old puzzles at this point. Blessing of the Monk, of course. If you call it a day, you can call that room outside. Blessing of the Chef. For each different type of spread that you do today, add an extra dish to the dining room. Add an extra dish to the dining room for each different type of spread you do today. How many spreads can I do? Can that give me unique dishes? Dishes that are not available otherwise? Theoretically, but I don't want to. I don't want to. I have no reason to interrogate that right now as my primary lead. Blessing of the Dancer. When drafting, you can spin gems. No. Blessing of the Gardener. 8 courtyards in the pool. No. Blessing of the High Roller. Each time you draft a shop, gain an ivory die, and gain 10 gold when you use an ivory die. That one also doesn't feel correct. Maybe it's literally just asking that we have a blessing and that the house is large. These dying plans forge Baron Crest. So, the Baron's Crest is this. This is the Baron's Crest, as far as I'm aware. These dying plans forge Baron Crest. I don't think this is relevant, but it's worth mentioning that the furnace literally has a forge in it and can forge keys. I suspect that's not relevant, though. And then back for our poem. In the poem, I believe that we are being given a direction, and I think it's a direction to proceed through the Italier, because the Italier itself is very labyrinthine and maze-like. So proceeding through it in the right direction, I think might get us the ability to end up in room 46, and then that door, end up in the antechamber, and then the north door to room 46 would be open, and then we can go in there. That's my assumption. Because you can click the handle of it, so it's probably got to be openable. Through Lantern Light, that's why I reason that it's in the Italier, because the lanterns sit on the top of the Italier. I don't have the Italier outside today. Let me be clear with that. I'm still going to need to get Blessing of the Shrine and then put a secret passage outside if I want to do it again. Which is something that we will be accomplishing this run. I'm just also trying to make sure that we line up all other things that we can do. Because, sure, I could go back in there, but then what am I going to do, right? These dying plans forge Baron Crest. Among Hume blessed. What is it asking me to do? Through Lantern Light and Sketches, cast a tint of truth to find our path. You know what we should probably do? Is take an opportunity to run this also by our... where are you? First screenshots. There we are. We should take the opportunity to run this by a couple of other things that we picked up recently. So we have the letter from Lady Orave, just outside the Italier. When first I embarked upon this project, it was my intent to craft inviting rooms that might appeal to the citizens of the realm. I'd even secured an arrangement with a local firm, which was to oversee the mass production of my floor plans. Yet now, after walking the halls of my work, I must confess that I've grown altogether too attached to these rooms. They've become a part of me, and knowing how little regard is often shown for that which I hold sacred, perhaps? I'm looking for keywords that leap out at me. I find myself unequal to the task of sharing them with the world. I am content with this resolution for this house and the 45 rooms therein to be the best work of my career. They are home. I'm not getting anything out of an extra read of that at the moment, but what about... You got Rose-Tended Vine. My dearest, darling son. I'm quite impressed I didn't expect you to make it this far, yet if these words have reached your eyes, rest assured the end of the spiral is near. Near. Stay vigilant and rose-wary. For the thorns we discover are twice as sharp at the conclusion of each of our journeys. One final counsel I leave you, the waters of the West Spring shall yet reveal more secret than these mere passages. That seems like that's mostly being exhausted. A Hidden Hue, though, is a book that has the 9x5 grid up, and then... Actually, can I just get a library? Let's get a library and I'll go inspect it. I realize the screen has literally just been the entrance hall for the last 10 minutes. Let's get a sleep mask and some additional keys. I'll draft a library so that we can look at it in real. Give me an early hallway, thank you. Hello, showroom. Dining room leading in the right direction as well as a secret passage. I mean, I do want secret passage, but not yet. Necessarily, at least. Master key. There's an ornate compass, emerald bracelet. I'm gonna take emerald bracelet. I'll come back for the ornate compass as soon as I can. I was about to say, that's literally going to be after our first observatory. I want a free showroom item from that as well, so I think I'm just going to quickly draft out north. How many steps do I need to lose? Need to get below 40. I'll take the opportunity to look at the library, sure. Ooh, a treasure map. Okay. A Hidden Hue. From Prism Pristine. 3 paths convene. 3 lines of light, 3 shades foreseen. I mean, I haven't had to deal with the lanterns in the middle of the halls yet. That's not been relevant, so it's probably here, right? A Hidden Hue from Prism Pristine. So the full spectrum of colors, one is to assume, perhaps. From Prism Pristine, 3 paths convene. Three lines of light. 3 shades foreseen. 3 colors to count. A sum of 18, but the one left hidden remains to be seen. I don't understand what this is asking of me. From Prism Pristine, 3 paths convene. 3 lines of light, 3 shades foreseen. I'm thinking I may need to map all of the lanterns in the Italier as well. Might even need to map exactly what room is in what position. I know a lot of them, I don't know all of them, unfortunately. Three colors to count. Sum of 18. The one that's hidden remains to be seen. Really don't know what's asking me. Here's our tended rose vine. I also don't understand why it keeps giving us different anagrams of does it never end, tended rose vine, and denoted in verse. Is it, are you asking me to find a third? Is that it, maybe? You're asking me to find, sorry, a fourth anagram? Because this has a question mark after it. So, like, is this the anagram? Or are you saying, is that the anagram? No, maybe there's another one. In which case, like, if I had to work with that, what do we get to? Where did I write my things on that? Denoted in verse. Denoted in verse. Where are you? What the heck? What the heck? Must have written it on a much earlier page then. Oh no, I wrote it on my active usage scene. Got it. Does it never end? So the word destined can be found in there, but if I have destined, like I'm missing out on DESTINED. Okay, let's try a couple things here. So we have denoted in verse, in verse. Then if I take the letters for destined, 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 we end up with only the remaining letters are NOVERE. Can we do anything with that? NOVERE. Destined Novaire. Veer on destined. I mean, over, the word over is in there with an N and an E. Destined N over. Not anything. And destined over. Nothing either. I suspect it's not that. However, I can pull an Eurasian word out of this, and it would be wild if there was an Eurasian one. So the first Eurasian word I can pull out of this is Ovin, OVINN, which is away from north. So that is missing most letters. We would end up with a free D, E, T, E, D, and then E, R, E. Dare. Admittedly, it's kind of hard to do anagrams in a language I don't know, because anagrams, at least for me, are often about figuring out what base phonemes, what base building blocks of a word, phonemes for sound, what base building blocks of a word you can get and then expand from there. Red. Deter D. Let's have a look at our Eurasian homework for a second. Unfortunately, because I don't know where to look for the additional clues at the moment, but I do know that like random inspection is not really going to get me too many places. What I am compelled by the game to do now is kind of stand in a single position and figure something out and then move from there. Frustratingly a little bit. I also don't want to just like sit down and puzzle this through off camera, because number one, I could end up doing that for hours and get nothing, which would suck. But also, if I do end up starting to solve it off camera, I kind of don't get to capture that. I also don't know how long I'm going to need to sit with these, because these are... I don't think I can get an Arajan word out of that that's worthwhile. Active clues, room decor, look at our Arajan homework. Yeah, like I can't get any of... I can't get any of the prefixes or suffixes except for of or vo. But also, Arajan prefixes are anagrams of their suffixes. So, like, Huam is a anagram of Mahu, which means that big house and small house are anagrams of one another, which means that if the Arajan is an anagram in here, then I'm not going to be able to tell whether it goes towards or away, or it's a new or an old. Ugh. A hidden hue from Prism Pristine. So it even lists in the Italier prism, and then it just says the each of the 6 colors. From Prism Pristine, 3 paths convene, 3 lines of light, 3 shades foreseen. 3 lines of light. Three shades foreseen. All right. Music room for some keys, I guess. Oh, secret garden key. Nice. Treasure trove will... Oh, hey, I don't need treasure trove's money. We literally have we literally have the observatory money. Nice. Thank you, lab. Let me start my experiment now. Each time you draft an upgraded floor plan, gain a star. Thank you. Also, I suspect not, but let's see if they have anything to say in the staff services.
He must be patient and wait. He'll return to the estate when Master Simon has done all he set out to do alone.
Yay. Glad to know it, buddy. Ha ha ha! I don't always inspect this room for items because it doesn't always have them, but worked out right there. Dark room. Yeah. I'll take this as my opportunity to explore a different direction. and also a additional good reason to care about breakers. Actually, that should have been a good reason to hit the thing in the laboratory. Oops. Commissary has some items for us. I'll take study in this position because it's pretty easy to take him in that position. Two additional gems. 44 letters in the message. Oh, it'd be wild if those unused pairings were used in the Italier. See, what I ideally want is to be able to look at things now and go, oh, I understand this so much better now because of the information I got from the Italier. But I don't. Full stop? I don't. Thank you for the sledgy. I mean, I want the gems as well. Ooh, rumpus. Yeah, I suspected Elzara would have nothing to say to me. We're in a tiff. Observatory again. So we've reached 4 ranks, so it'd take 12 steps from us. Not enough. Closed exhibit, unfortunately, that I wouldn't be able to get to the right side of. Ugh. Look, I can take Electric Eel Aquarium. Nice little upgraded room here. Secret passage through the building. I'm gonna be taking pool, though. We will get our secret passage, but the pool is currently filled with resources, and I kinda need them a little bit right now. Especially those gems. Secret garden key. It's always pretty nice. Metal detector and an apple? You shouldn't have. I'll take workshop. Ooh. Interesting. Maybe I go power shovel. I still feel like this is probably going to be part of it. So these, well, forge, right? You forge, this could possibly be what it's referring to by forge. These dying plans forge Baron Crest. So maybe it's asking us to, in a workshop that is in a building that's complete, enter a workshop with the right items in order to forge the Baron Crest. It's the dying plans that I don't understand. Because realistically, the dying plans, it's just asking me to read the will, but what the hell does the will have to tell us about anything? Wait a second. The last will and testament. The entire time, I was like, we haven't used the will for anything. The document I was thinking about, by the way, was the deed. Just so we're all familiar. The last will and testament of Herbert Sinclair. Forge Baron Crest among Hugh and Blessed. Late cousin Tillen's 2 children, Courtney and Rygard Ferrin. whereabouts within a timely manner, but I am confident that any worthy Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. I've definitely gotten into room 46 before the sacred hour before. But is there anything for being in there at the sacred hour as it strikes? I wouldn't entirely be surprised, to be frank. One final gift. You leave the manuscripts, the red prints, and one new clue. In witness whereof I have heretofore set my hand on the 18th day of March, 993. Okay, I'm not really getting too much from an additional reading of that. Let's have a look at the deed, though. Could you really refer to a deed as a dying plan? Certainly not as much as you could refer to a will. Know all men by these presents that Lord Arthur Clementine, rightful owner of the land that rests in the northern range of Reddington Mountains, doth grant and convey the bearer of this document, Lady Orave of Trinsdale, the land, forest, and waters of the sheer cliffs that rest in the northern shadow of the Holly Leaf Mountain. Holly Leaf Mountain is in quotes. I suppose because the mountain might not have been named. But nothing else is in quotes. Like Tanner Fork. Well, Tanner Fork is named. But you could also just say, like, Mount Holly rests in the northern shadow of the Holly Leaf Mountain. These dying plans, that the crest is literally the holly leaf in the mountains. That's what the Baron's Crest is. So these dying plans forge Baron Crest. Among Hume blessed. Hume blessed. Maybe Hume, large house, maybe they're asking us to make the estate as large as physically possible, which would be spawning the Italier outside, which would be why this still locks itself. Because I'm also trying to think of reasons, why would the solution not have been something that I've tried earlier? It has to be something I only now have either knowledge or physical gated access to, right? And if it's both of those, it could be the Atelier outside, the building inside, having a blessing, and then these dying plans forge Baron Crest. Among Hume blessed. Okay. Also possible, a Hume blessed is a house that has all 46 rooms, and you have a blessing active, and you open the locks at the very end in order to access the will and the deed, because the deed is there. Boundaries The property of Mount Holly consisting of these dense woods flanked by cliff walls, irrigated by the mountain spring streams, and punctuated by several runoff waterfalls. The area is sheltered between Summit's northern slope and saddle, spanning around 80 odd acres. Property is situated southwest of Reddington, bounded on the south by steep crags, and abutting the east by the high road of Tannerfort Covenants. I, Lord Arthur Clementine, Covenant, promise and agree with Lady Orave, her heirs, and assigns that I am lawfully seized and possessed of said premises, that the same are free and clear of all encumbrances, that I have good right to sell and convey the same to Lady Orave, her heirs and assigns, and that I will warrant and defend the same against all lawful claims and demands whatsoever, in hand and seal. I make my mark in the grand year of Fenares 912. Which means that Lady Orave got the estate in 912, and by 913, she'd built out the entire Italier and was like, actually, this one's for me. Lord Arthur Clementine. These dying plans. Forge Baron Crest. Among Hume blessed. I don't know. Oh, this is our. All right, that's our digging room. Unfortunately, I don't have a digger at the moment. Sure. You know what? I haven't drafted the other walls, so give me a green. No, it doesn't jut out enough. I don't think I would be able to dye that. Veranda, bypass its costs. I'll happily collect some free items, though. That's 7 ranks reached, which means we'll be losing 21 steps, which means it's time to head back to our first observatory. I'll do Spiral of Stars first, so I don't accidentally get too many. Then set. Then set what? Silver Spoon's been gained. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's been 6 steps getting there. Get down to 30. And then I spend another 21, so I have 9 steps out of that observatory. 1, 2, 3, collect. 4, 5, 6. And then there I will get double dining room. So this gives me the ability to go to this observatory and have it set me at 20. Apples are more delicious. Slice has 3 additional steps, which I can take. And Diamondus Minor. Hey! Something hidden in this room? Oh, I collected half of the money from this room previously, apparently. Imagine my surprise. Oh, that's a banana. I was like, another pay packet for me? No, it is a banana. I'm gonna buy those so that the game can't try and give them to me here. 21 steps it'll try and take. All right, let's do it. And then set your. What item did you give me? Oh, no, it just wants to show us that it opened the... See, that's the thing, right? The Spiral of Stars. This is my... The Spiral of Stars gives you access to a bunch of different things at the same time, right? It's giving you a bunch of money, it's giving you a bunch of keys, it's giving you a bunch of gems. Realistically, what is the Spiral of Stars here to do? It is here to make sure that you can draft a very large estate quite quickly. It's here to give you all the resources you need for something than that, including opening all the antechamber doors. So then why do I need all of that? Is the next question. That's annoying. I didn't want it to give me the ornate compass. Obviously. Because I can still buy it? Curious. Okay, all of these foods are already getting doubled by our silver spoon, which is making it pretty much impossible to stop us. Weight room? Take half of my steps? No, because you do nothing for me. A vestibule that just goes straight north? Yeah, I could take it, but I don't want it. Don't help me. We take mail rooms, though. Another item. Oh, key down in the corner. Unnecessary entirely, but thank you for it. A worthy chomp to chomp. No reason not to go passageway if it's free. And I need to have both adjacencies opened. Cloister. From that position, you don't need a special key. Well, actually, I could have just... Obviously. I could have just used the passageway. It's literally just turned up. I could have used the master key. All of the ways you are offering me for going north are useless. I'll take sauna for the 20 additional steps next turn. Thank you for the gems. Fine position for a clock tower. Oh, this one wants to be opened in every room, so give me silver key. Passageway leads every which way. Give me kitchen. Kitchen? 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 Kitchen. Pantry! That'll work. Upgrade the dish. The most recent time I've gotten, like... The most recent time I've gotten a new way of interacting with things was the tinting of the blank books with the still water. I know that the deed. I know the deed isn't blank. But it does have a lot of stains on it. And there's good reason to expect maybe that more things can be tinted. I wonder if I should throw a can with tint into the coat check. I can't do that this run, obviously, because I've got to make the shrine in order to get the monks so that I can take the secret passage outside so I can get to the Italier. But after that, who knows? I'll take Den for connectivity so that I can go back through the dark room if I need to. Also, it was 8 p.m., right? Every clock in the Italier was showing the time 8, as far as I'm aware. I mean, I know all the ones in Den were. I think all of the rest of them were too. You am blessed. I do have my next guess, and I hate it. Is it possible that they're asking us to draft literally all of the 46 rooms that are... Well, not all of the 46 rooms, just the 45 rooms? 44 rooms, because the antechamber comes for free. 43 rooms, because the entrance hall comes for free. Are they asking us to draft 43 rooms in the main building exactly the same as they exist in the Italier? Because if they are... I don't think that's a reasonable thing to ask. But maybe they are? Courtyard. I'm looking for a shovel, and this is a pretty likely place to have it, especially with the additional luck that we have. For finding items in green rooms. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for us that way. The ladyship's spare room. I'll take that again. I'm gonna take this for a while so that I can interrogate it consistently. I'm really hoping that it can spawn the telescope. Okay, I think I'm probably still gonna coat check that then today. Because all of the other things that I need from a coat check, I can get. I don't need to use a broken lever on that either. Correspondence envelopes. She loves me, she loves me not, she loves me, she loves me not. Yeah. So it's... Well, among Hume blessed. I wonder if maybe the blessing has to be blessing of the berry picker, because that's like, that's referenced. These dying plans forge barren crest among Hume blessed. These dying plans. So how would I guess I'm invoking Holly by getting the berries, maybe? How do I invoke Mountain? C-O-A-T, coat, date, CB, coat, date, CB. I'm gonna take a screenshot of those letters. All right. These all look up pausing. Take passageway. Not thrilled about it, but I'll do it. Security gets us to the corners. I can't take 1, 2. Give me conservatory. There it is. The fact that some of the chess pieces are black and some of them are gold and some of them are white, I think maybe I should also go back and concern myself with that again. Throw to the blueprints. You'll probably become relevant again if I'm entirely honest with you. Let's make you standard. Master bedroom, you are currently standard. I'm gonna make you commonplace again, to be honest. No, you stay standard. Oyster of Joya. I'll get you back to commonplace. There's only one of you in the deck, and I want to draft it pretty much every run. Maybe I'm looking for like a suspicious blank book in another room as well? It's not blank, it's just cream colored? Beige? It's not blank, it's just boring. Grab the crown. I don't need to just solve that again. Although maybe it is a good idea to do. All right. Unfortunately, I did not take a picture of the last time that I did this successfully. So I'm going to be going through my own YouTube channel. What episode would I have done this in? It's later than Ascension. All right, I'm gonna have to pause for a sec. Okay, welcome back. I have my own screenshot of it now. It is 1 and 8 in Fen Ares. This is the tricky little bit. You go down to Araja and then up to Arc Ares, across to Morajai, south to, I believe this is Kororika, and then across to Vera, then back to there. Well, it says the same as it said when I read it earlier. That Forge Baron Crest. Forge Baron Crest. Baron Crest. Baron Crest. So Baron Crest is it could that's their coat of arms, not their crest. Still has the berries on them, so Blessing of the Berry Picker, I think. Maybe it is a full house. Blessing of the Berry Picker. These dying plans Forge Baron Crest. Among Hugh and Blessed. What if these are buttons that aren't showing that they're buttons? We have to hit them in the right order for the travel. Although I guess that doesn't count because Arinda and Fanaras are two different ones. You'd be going to both at the same time. I don't think the game is going to be complete until something's sitting there. I'm not going to stand by that, frankly, because it's entirely possible that nothing can ever go there, in which case I would never think the game is complete. 4 across. And it's 7 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8. 4 across, 8 up. 36 total. It doesn't really seem directly related to any numbers that we find sacred. Oh yeah, I did get a second aquarium. I don't hate the idea of getting Vault, I just also don't like it. Let's see if I can get a Chamber of Mirrors first, so that I can try and spawn an additional conservatory in each corner. Annoyingly, walk-in closet is an opportunity. Hey! Hello! It's good to see you, Telescope. I think I need to go and get some additional steps now. Because if I... What, I've reached... Do I count as having reached 9 ranks now? Or 8? I'll spawn Lost and Found, and I'll look inside. That is a mechanical gear wrench and repellent. The fact that the repellent has an X on it has not escaped my... Can I repellent room 46? Or like the antechamber? No, I couldn't do entrance halls, so I'm not going to be able to do unique rooms like that. Which I don't have any reason to be certain of. Why is there a black... Oh, because it's the second ornate compass that isn't rendering, because it doesn't think I should have two at the same time, but I do, so get got. Obviously, I can go to my dining room to get some additional steps right now. Boudoir comes with additional rerolls and additional gems. Give me the throne. So there's the crest again. These dying plans. Forge Baron Crest among Hugh am Blessed. Hugh am Blessed. Is it possible they're referring to the Blessed as the former seat of power of House Ares, enthroned anew in the 6th era of Nevmora and exalted beneath the blue banners of House Holly, where the sigil of Arinda Ares was once affixed, the crest of her ladyship, the Grand Architect Baroness Orave, now presides over the court. Okay, if nothing else, I am now 100% satisfied that this is definitely what they are referring to by Baron Crest. I was like 98% before, to be clear. But that extra 2% means we're not going to miss in this shot. If this were XCOM. Because a 98, that's going wide 100% of the time. That's just our numbers. That's simply our numbers. Don't you dare offer me a ballroom. I actually can't use you in that position, but if you were drafted south, I would be all over you. I don't actually need the food from kitchen. Do I need resources from anywhere? Yeah, I need my gems for re-rolling right now. Alright, I'll take a dead end. Coin purse, some money. I still don't have a goddamn shovel? Not a good count. Although there is a darkened tea here. All of it's brushed. I can't see anything through, which is pretty important because, like, this is landlocked. It's not a room I commonly go to, so I was kind of hoping that it'd have more for me. Aaron's crest is up there as well. It feels like the crest is simply the mountain and the holy leaf. Oh, you're kidding me. Why, you locked? Why? Why must you? Must you? Poor koi. Well, can I? No, it's trying to tell me to use my broken. Nope. No way to refill that there. Am I done with resources? No, I'm generating a shrine outside, so obviously not. Although I could hit this, and then I could hit sauna, and then I could come back to this. Closed exhibit to get the red crown? Do I want the red crown for any reason right now? Maybe so I could check if the paper crown can be accepted by the workshop, but I'm pretty sure it can't be. Go! Got it! And I even got out before everything went off. Hell yeah. A familiar red crown. I'm also holding gardening can at the moment. Another item I don't often hold. Perhaps the workshop could be interested in something like that? Nine, 10 ranks, 30. You'll take 30 steps from me? Oof. That's too much. It's just too much. Damn it. I'm gonna have to go get my additional steps for... Oh, I even have an aquarium, so it's gonna give me way too many steps. That's too many steps. I didn't want that many. No! I could jump in between rooms in order to get the locks, or I could just pop the 2 observatories and be happy about it. Watering can is easier to fetch than the telescope is. Oh, if you have less than 20 steps, open all the antechamber doors, then set your steps. 2, I imagine, is going to be the next word, but after that, if we just have to get our steps below a certain threshold, then hit the observatories, and then they set our steps back up, that would be sick. Set your steps 2. Okay, so I want to... Oh, that apple is going to be so many steps. Yeah, 16 steps for that apple, thank you. Blank. Blank books. Beneficial blessing. Like, so through Lantern Light and Sketches cast a tint of truth to find our path. The poem. I 100% believe that is sold. 61 is the right amount for me, right? I 100% believe that is sold in the Italier. Which means spawning it again. I somewhat believe that these dying plans is resolved by the berry picker. Okay. So I need to co-check my telescope. I need to rest in the secret passage. And I need to check the workshop to see if any of my additional items can be used there in construction. Ornate compass, silver spoon, emerald bracelet, moon pendant. Although sleeping mask is not actually used in anything, so theoretically it could also possibly be part. I think lockpick is used in, yeah, there you go, lockpick metal detector for the pick sound amplifier. Forge Barren Crest among Hugh and Blessed. Well, the silver spoon has the little holly leaf on it. Hang on, is there descriptions of these items if I click? Yeah, there are. Okay. Ornate drafting compass. Doesn't tell us anything additional about that. Paper crown. Also useful for rehearsing burglary. Silver spoon. The proverbial. Well, that refers to the silver spoon born in... the silver spoon that someone is born with in their mouth if they are wealthy. That makes the whole house disappear. That's got to be a bug. Because it's not even able to load the spoon itself. The estate master key. Well, that's also a holly leaf with the berries on. But it's not being offered to us as a forging option here, so I imagine that's not the one that it's referring to. It's just the moon pendant itself. We've had our attention drawn to this thing so goddamn many times, and it's mysterious even. It's even adding that it's mysterious. Also, there's 3 stripes on this. This might be going way too far, but on the coat of arms... it is 3 stripes with a berry on top of it. That is the coat of arms for the Sinclairs. So this could be the 3 stripes. And it feels like Master Key would be the berry, but it's not. Ornate compass moon. I mean, only these ones even get color. Does that mean something about them? Could this be cross-referenced by Hidden Hue, maybe? A Hidden Hue from Prism Pristine, 3 paths convene. 3... A Hidden Hue from Prism Pristine, 3 paths convene. Look, I believe the Italier information is right. But 3 paths convene. They are so in the Sinclair family coat of arms, the lines are parallel. However, here on the moon pendant they convene. Three lines of light. 3 shades foreseen. So, if I really wanted to impose this upon it, shades foreseen would ask me to believe that one of these is white, one of these is gray, and one of these is black, right? Shades rather than colors. 3 lines of light. 3 shades foreseen. 3 colors to count, a sum of 18, but the one left hidden remains to be seen. I don't get it. I don't get it at the moment. I'm mentally debating whether or not it's appropriate to take suggestions from comment section, recognizing that some of you guys are gonna offer suggestions despite the fact that you know the solutions, which... some of you folks, sorry. I think I should go map the Italier. I think that's possibly the next thing we do. I gotta go coat check my zoom suit? My zoom scope, rather, sorry. And then call it a day in the secret passage. I also didn't look up here. I might as well. Oh, there's a coin on the bottom. Oh! time! That's why it wasn't spawning anywhere else. It had already spawned. Go. Does it? Does it matter? I guess I will go to the workshop and join a couple items. The reason I'll do that is because we got the moon pendant, so we're going to be holding additional items until the next day, so we might as well have a chance of holding a better item. There's our Jackhammer. Yeah, the contraption doesn't come up as a result in here. I mean, lucky purse, why not? A very lucky purse, a makeshift jackhammer. Is there anything else I can make at the moment? I believe there is lockpick metal detector, but that actually, in my opinion, makes the item worse. Alright, we'll hold off on that. Then I've got a... I walked straight past it. I could have just code checked already. But I guess I... Really? It digs up better loot. It gave me a brick. An ordinary gem. You know something I haven't done? I haven't used a jackhammer to dig in a while. Is it possible this could have a unique or rare dig that I need to do with the jackhammer? Because it feels... Like, the power hammer is the other item we're familiar with that's gated behind the battery and the broken lever. But that item gates, like, a huge amount of progress. This one doesn't. Could it? That one's looking here, and where's the other one? So it'd be... I'm testing an earlier theory that you can dig in this. Maybe it needs the jackhammer so you can get through the floor. Specifically, it's the X marks the spot beside a bed. This is in the manuscript for a new clue. Oh. Oh, a pair of gems, you see. 3! So many gems! Pair of ivory dye as well. I mean, it is pretty good. And I think I really appreciated the jackhammer at the very first time I got it. Well, I guess it's a lot better than a shovel, and the shovel's no longer good. At all. Pretty much all of our remaining dig spots are here in the foundation. Pair of gems. An old shoe. Another pair of gems. And an old rusty nail. Yeah, it's not going to be relevant. There's a dig spot in the solarium at least. It's just a worthless old shoe. All right, Kochek. You may have the telescope. Forgot about the cloister as well. Oops. Thankfully, it didn't matter at all. We got a shoe and a rock. We've done shrine appropriately. We've joined as many items as we can. We have chronograph, which rather curious chronograph, which does have blues, which is cool, but also is not a workshop related item, which is not. Ornate compass, moon pendant, silver spoon, and emerald bracelet can appear though. Let me find my secret passage. And that's where we're gonna call it a day. Are we sure there's nothing else I want to try? I think so. Making absolutely certain very quickly. All right. That's where we're going to call it a day for today. So this sets up our ability to have the Italier outside, as well as to have a blessing activated for many more moons. I'll be calling it there. We also got a couple of bonuses coming to us tomorrow as well to make our start of day a little easier. Not too many things we actually need to do with it though. Total rooms 45. All right. I think that's where we'll leave it for today. Start interrogating the Italier with our full poem available tomorrow. Until then, though, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Blueprints. A special thanks this episode to Disney. Hopefully, y'all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully, we'll see y'all next time.